Welcome! Thank you for joining us at Easy Cooking. Today we're going to make breakfast noodles, which are very popular in Bulgaria. My daughter Lily is here to help me. She will assist a little bit and probably watch somewhat. And we're going to make probably just half the recipe tonight.
Look at
because
my flying froggy.
That's awesome, baby. We're going to make just a half the recipe tonight because my wife is out for the weekend and it's just Lily and I. And we're gonna make breakfast for tomorrow, so I don't have to sit and wait for it to cook. So we're gonna get started here. It's a very delicious recipe. Lydia loves it. Lydia, do you like it?
Yum, macaroni.
I know, we call it babaroni because baba is grandma in Bulgarian.
Daddy,
and,
what is it actually called?
It's called breakfast noodles. I don't know, really doesn't have
It's called breakfast noodles for you, but we call it babaroni.
Yeah, because your grandma used to make it for you a lot when you were a kid.
My bear.
So we'll start off with what we need to make the dish, and then we'll kind of get things going here for you. For today's dish, we need feta cheese, butter, sugar, eggs, elbow noodles, milk, and vanilla. So before we start, I'm gonna start my water on the stove that I need to cook the noodles. We're gonna go ahead and cook them about halfway through before we throw them in the oven. The dish is baked in a casserole dish, so we'll pre-cook the noodles a little bit and we'll start with that. So we'll get some water here, we'll get that warming up, and while we're doing that, we are going to prep the rest of our ingredients.
Okay.
Turn it on as high as possible to get that water boiling here. I don't really measure my water when I'm cooking noodles because we're gonna dump the excess water anyway. So while we're waiting for the water to warm up so we can cook our noodles a little bit, we're gonna prep everything else. I'm gonna get my casserole dish that we're gonna bake everything in. I'm gonna move these out of the way. Okay, Lily, what do we need first?
We need
Eggs. Because what do we do when we have the eggs? Every time we bake with eggs, we
put in
whisk them a little bit first, right?
We have eggs, feta, what that?
Butter, sugar.
Butter, sugar, and sugar.
Okay,
Milk
so.
and vanilla.
Yep.
Thing.
We're gonna whisk our eggs a little bit. Not too long, we just want them to be mixed well, right? Because it mixes better in the dish.
Yeah. And I love this babaroni. It's my favorite.
It's your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, your grandma used to make it a lot when you were a little younger. Every time you went there, she had that breakfast noodle for you. It's a very popular Bulgarian breakfast dish. It's sweet and savory because you have a little bit of sugar in there. You have some feta cheese to counteract the sugar, and it's really good. I love it, and obviously both my daughters do. I don't make it often enough, so I'm gonna prep that for tomorrow, for Sunday, for both of us here, since it's just the two of us. Okay, next we're gonna throw the feta cheese. I'm gonna mix everything together. Really, there's no preference on what we put in first because everything is gonna be pre-mixed while the noodles are cooking. I'll put this in here, really. We can put our sugar in there. I'm gonna mix this a little bit, just because. And by the way, if as you know now, a lot of my dishes involve feta cheese. If you're gonna go and make the dish, I strongly suggest buying a block of feta cheese and crumbling it yourself versus buying the pre-crumbled cheese, because the pre-crumbled feta cheese is really dry, it's really lacking flavor, and I really don't like it. If you want good quality feta, get yourself the big block of feta cheese. If you don't have an international market around you, where you
Did
can.
you put the sugar?
Yeah, I put the sugar in. I'm mixing it right now. If you don't have a foreign market where you can get imported feta cheese, regardless of where it's imported from, you can go to Costco. They sell blocks of feta
Daddy, can I
cheese.
use the butter?
Sure, honey. Why don't you toss the butter in here? Here you go. Because the quality is a lot better. Just be careful. Thank you, honey. I'll take that. I'll put it right in the sink for you.
I'm gonna do this.
Okay. And then we're gonna put the milk. There you go. This all takes just a minute. Really not that long. And we need a little bit of vanilla. Just forget my measuring. Okay, wait, I'll measure
Can
it.
I put it in?
Oh, I have to measure it real quick, sorry. You can mix it for me. There. Why don't you mix it a little? I'll put it away for you. Okay. So this is what it looks like before we put the cooked noodles in. Your hair went in. It's a good thing it's just you and I eating it. This is what it looks like before we put the noodles in. So we mixed all of our ingredients. Our water is not boiling yet. It's gonna take a little bit for our water to start boiling. We need to cook our noodles for about half to about 3/4 of the time that it takes to cook them. So not all the way through, but almost done.
Look, it's my favorite kind of dinosaur.
And you want to stop them, drain the water. I'll walk you through that process.
The frog.
But for now, Lily and I are gonna play a little bit until our water starts boiling, and then we'll come back to you.
Hi, we have our new assistant. It's Blueberry. So now
What's Blueberry gonna help us with?
everything. Well, Blueberry likes grapes.
Can he let us know if the water is boiling?
The water is boiling.
Awesome. So the water is boiling, as you now know. We're gonna put our noodles in there. And as we do that, we're gonna stir real quick because they usually tend to stick to the bottom right away. So we're gonna do that. A quick stir. We're gonna lower the temp a little bit, but not too much because you actually want noodles to be boiling pretty hard. That way they're bouncing off the bottom. They're not sticking to the bottom of your pan. And again, I'm cooking on gas, as you all know. That takes a lot less time to heat up. So as soon as I dump my noodles, they're boiling already. You don't want to overcook them. They usually take about 10 minutes to cook. I'm gonna put about 6-7 minutes on my timer. I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna try them before I take them off the stove. Once I take them off, I'll dump the water. I'll put the noodles right in the casserole dish. While we're waiting for the noodles to cook, we're gonna turn our oven on so that we're not waiting for it to warm up. Once the noodles are done, it will take only a few minutes to warm up, but still I want to do that real quick. We want our oven on 425 to finish baking the noodles later. Okay, so we're heating up. Once the noodles are cooked, we're gonna stick the casserole dish right in the oven. Our timer just went off on the noodles, so we'll take them off the stove and we'll drain the water. I'm gonna do it the quick way. I'm gonna turn the stove off. I don't really need it on anymore. I'll get the water out of these and I'll put them right inside the casserole dish. You definitely want to make sure all the water is drained because you want the noodles to soak the milk. Okay, I thought I had a spoon. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're gonna put our mostly cooked noodles in the casserole dish. Lily's gonna help me stir it very carefully, right, Lily?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, baby. Best chef ever. Oh, I have one noodle left in here. There you go. Oops, we lost our fork. So,
That was an accident, right?
that was an accident. We're gonna get that fork out of here. Okay. Let me finish stirring. Okay. So this is what it looks like. It's got the noodles in
Daddy,
there.
can I have the fork still?
No, not anymore. We're done.
Now we need it in the oven.
Wait.
I want to smell it.
Okay. Lily wants to give it a test smell. How does it smell, Lily?
Like a good.
Like sugary vanilla goodness with feta cheese?
Yeah.
Of course it does. So everything is mixed. We're gonna stick it in the oven. We'll give it 30 minutes to start with. You definitely want to start with 30 minutes. You don't want to overcook
Daddy,
it.
can I have some milk?
Yeah, I'll give you milk here in a second, honey. Once the 30 minutes is up, if it's not golden brown on top, give it another 10 minutes. We'll just keep an eye on it after the 30-minute mark to make sure it cooks well. At the end, you're gonna see you want that nice golden brown look. It takes 30 to 45 minutes, no more than that. So let's put it in. We'll set our timer on.
Milk.
I'll get some milk. Let me start the timer on real quick. Timer's in 30 minutes. Lilia.
Glare.
Okay, timer is on 30 minutes. We're gonna give it away. Lily and I are gonna get ready for bed here in a minute because we're pre-making the meal for our breakfast tomorrow. I'm gonna get her some milk and we'll be back with you in a minute. So our timer is about to go off. I did have to add about 10 minutes on the timer. Again, you need to gauge that by your oven and the way it heats up. Just make sure you don't burn your noodles. We did lose our assistant chef tonight because it got a little too late and she had to go to bed, but we're gonna finish our meal and I'll stick it in the fridge for tomorrow morning. So let's get our dish out of the oven. We got a couple of hot pads over here so I can show you what the dish is supposed to look like. Timer off. Turn this off. We'll turn our oven off. And this is what our dish is supposed to look like. It's really delicious, you guys. You have no idea. The feta cheese and the sugar and the noodles just make a perfect combination. Definitely give it about 10 to 15 minutes before you give it a try. You want to make sure that the sugar that's melted solidifies a little bit as the dish cools before you try it. I'll wait for about 10 minutes, then I'll dish myself a little bit and we'll see how it goes, but it's really good. So our noodles have cooled off enough. I'm gonna dish myself a little bit. Before I do that, I will sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon because the dish really goes well with cinnamon. You don't really need a whole lot, just kind of cover it all on the surface. That should be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and serve myself. You just want to make sure that that sugar has cooled off and hardened a little bit. I'm not gonna get too much because I'm gonna have more for breakfast tomorrow. So this is what you're gonna get at the end. Your noodles mixed with milk, egg and cheese, and sugar. It's really good. It's sweet, but the little bit of feta cheese that you have gives it enough saltiness to it. It makes a perfect combination. It's really good. I'm gonna have more for breakfast, but I'll probably dish myself a little more before I go to bed. So I'll finish up. You guys, if you want to show me some pictures of you making the recipes and enjoying them, that'd be great. Sign up for more videos. Subscribe to our channel. Like what you see. And of course, if you have any comments or any recipes that you want to see, let me know. And the full recipes, as always, are listed in the description before the video. Enjoy your night. I'll see you next time.